What is happening, everybody? Stubbs here from Retro Handhelds. We're hanging out with the crew for another episode of the Retro Handhelds podcast, your source for the latest Retro Handhelds news, excitement, and all their shenanigans. Hanging out with us today is Ban, Rob, the Retro Tech Dad, and our hanging out with us today is our guest and friend Aish from Aish Talks Tech. Welcome, friend.
Hey, everyone.
We have a mostly packed show today. We're going to go over some news. We're going to talk about a little bit of hype. We're going to talk some Retroid Flip 2 speculation. We're going to talk about, we're going to unbox anyways, this Mobapad S1 controller and this new telescopic ELO Vagabond. We'll see what those are about. We also need to talk about how it's the official launch of the MSI Claw 7 and 8 AI Plus.
Yep.
And also SJgam and their magical new M20 Pro? M25 Pro? What are we talking about, Rob?
Skip. That's a skip.
Skip it. M20 Pro. That's what it is.
Wait, that's not the Switch 2?
Not yet. little different. Maybe it's the Switch 2. We'll see.
I thought Nintendo...
They're just 10 years too late copying the design.
Yeah, I thought the new Switch front end was going to be emulate. I was like, wow, Nintendo's making moves out here.
And we got people in the chat. Hey Russ, we got Retro Game Core, we got Matt. Cool board. We're still rocking cool borders on the CRT today. I gotta change it. I gotta buy more physical PS1 games. I went through all my games in my collection in the last season. We got to get through it.
Find yourself a copy of Buster Brothers collection.
Distama Stubbs said speculation as if he knows something. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know nothing about nobody know how.
I did gonna say
what I did talk to Retroid today though for a little while. But yeah, nothing's confirmed nor denied. We just want to, we'll talk about the potential of a Flip 2. Okay, now
fair,
if
nothing's ever confirmed or denied with Retroid.
Yeah, you really don't know until like it hits,
you don't.
like the day before even, and then the next day it's like, oh, I mean, here it is. So
yeah, they'll drop some cryptic image of like kids in a classroom, and it's it's a new Retroid. Like, oh wow, thanks guys.
Yeah, I think, and even Russ is trolling in the comments. Everyone's having a lot of fun with that. We saw that Notebook Check and a bunch of outlets ran with that story in the last week. It's like what Flip 2? What are we doing here? But I think if there is going to be a Flip 2, we should talk about it and what we might want from it. But to get us started today, guys, let's see what we've been up to. Ban, what have you been up to this week since I talked to you on freaking Friday? We just had an episode.
Freaking Friday.
Freaking Friday.
Friday. All right.
I'm still working on my. Well, I've got all 3 Odin 2 models, so I'm kind of working on my article about what's better, what's worse, what do I like, what do I not like.
Any early preview of one you like a lot? What do you like the most? Oh, for those listening,
it's an Odin 2 Pro in transparent purple.
The best Odin 2 Pro.
I mean, coming back to it after everything else outside of the screen, it's basically my favorite of the bunch still.
Yeah, and that's very fair too. And even Team Retro here says, yeah, I think I like the Odin 2 better than the Portal. You know, I'm back and forth on that one myself. I like the Portal better just for that beautiful screen, but ergonomics, you can't beat it, I think, on the OG. So
the screen is so good on the Portal.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like that screen is probably one of my favorite screens on any device that I've got.
Yeah, it's solid. I mean, there's a reason they stuck with it for so long, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the Portal, that OLED, man, it's so beautiful.
It's so good.
So very good. Rob, what have you been up to this week? What's going on in your world?
been messing around with this guy, the MSI Claw, the second generation one. Very
7
nice.
7 AI plus
The AV2M 7AI Plus. What a name.
258V
Yeah, 258V.
Lunar Lake.
Lunar Lake. Oh yeah. Yeah,
That's a
it's
crazy
been fun.
chip.
That chip is really
Yeah,
impressive.
dude.
It's bonkers. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been having
Oh,
fun with
yeah.
that one too. I'm still working on my video. I just keep finding
Same.
more use cases and more things it can do. I'm like, well, dang it, I'm gonna delay this video another 2 days now.
That could
No big
be like that chip in both of the claw models could actually replace your full-on desktop.
Yeah.
It's that good. If you look at benchmarks, it goes toe to toe with like the M2 and even the M3 from Apple. So
Yeah.
if you're somebody that's into productivity, that's the way to go. And as far as like encoding, if you do any video editings or anything like that, and you use it as your desktop, like Intel still wrecks AMD as far as that goes. So anybody that wants like a handheld that can do that should probably look at the Claw for like a desktop replacement over what AMD has, even though AMD does some pretty awesome things.
The other thing too that's really nice, at least on the 7, is last year's model didn't have the 2 ports.
Mhm.
So now you have 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports on it. So you could do like dual monitor out. You could have it charging while you have a monitor out. I mean, just you could do eGPU. I mean, it's a bunch of stuff that
GPU, and you don't have to worry about drivers. That's
Yep.
crazy. That's
I
awesome
mean,
too.
it's nice. Yeah, it's really good stuff.
Rob, have you tried an eGPU on that one?
Nope. No,
Because
sir.
that's what I've been
I do not. I
trying.
don't actually have a eGPU.
What?
Hey, let me borrow it. I got 2. I'll try them out.
Yeah, you guys need to trade this there. Listen. eGPU is the one thing that I'm complaining about so far on the 7, and I'm assuming the 8. I don't know though. I saw them running with an eGPU, an NVIDIA one, at the MSI event, but I cannot get my Ion Neo eGPU to work consistently on the 7, but it works totally fine on the OG. And I've said this over the last 3 episodes. I'm sure it's a broken record by now, but that's the one thing. So
did you install Adrenaline and everything?
I did. I installed Adrenaline. What's funny is that on the OG Claw, I didn't install anything. Nothing. It just worked.
Did you try the specific 7600M XT driver from AMD?
Let me try that. If there's a specific driver for
There's
that.
a driver for that. It could be
Okay,
that.
let me try that before. I'm glad I haven't finished the video yet. I really
it's
want
also
to.
it's a newer chip, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I want to do my due diligence on it. I was a little bit quick to release that Ion Neo AMD video because I didn't fully. Well, as you told me, Aish, I wasn't using up the full bandwidth. So and Russ.
No, I like what you did though, because it did. If you actually go into forums and Reddit and all that, you'll see a bunch of people asking about using it on the handheld itself.
Right.
And most of the time when people focus on an eGPU review, we're trying to squeeze everything out of it. So you're going to be looking at like a docked experience. Whereas there's a decent amount of people that actually want to know, how does this run on the handheld itself? Even though it's going to bottleneck like crazy, it's still a use case that not a lot of people have covered. So there is value in what you did.
And I had no idea, and I just figured most people who have an eGPU with a handheld are going to want to use it with the handheld.
Right.
I hadn't even thought about docking
it
it as like a living room PC or something like that. So I just got my Oculink mini PC in today, so I'm going to be testing with Oculink and trying these other use cases and explore this wild and wacky world. And I think a follow-up video might be in order, so we'll see there. So Aish, what have you been up to this week?
I've been trying to get a lot of stuff done. As some of you can probably tell, my channel has been kind of stagnant for a little bit. I started a new job about 2 months ago, which is when the channel pretty much stopped, and I moved during that time. So I've been dealing with moves and all of that. And then this last like 2 weeks, I went down a rabbit hole of laptops and eGPUs because I'm trying to figure out my setup. And I ended up doing something I never thought I would do, and I actually picked up an M1 MacBook Air. Even though I'm not an Apple fan, like I don't like them. When it comes to a laptop, it's hard to beat that dumb thing. So I got that on the go. Right? The trackpad is like, if you ever just spend any time in Photoshop, you know how annoying it is on Windows to have to use keys on your keyboard to like zoom and all that. The trackpad is integrated to do all that. You can also scroll your timeline and DaVinci and all of that. So it's sweet. Yeah. You can just do that. And the battery life is great too. But doing that, and then I need a CPU upgrade on my PC, so I was kind of playing with the idea of using my Ally X with a 4070 and an eGPU as like my main desktop. So I've been trying to set that up, and I got like an external dock and everything for that. Which is why I was talking to you about the eGPUs, because I've been going back that rabbit hole again, which I did a while back when I reviewed the 7600 MXT. which that thing it's so dumb because it works best on AMD, but none of the main handhelds with the Z1 Extreme are compatible with it. Like that is so frustrating because they're gonna get the best bandwidth. For some reason, like the USB 4 protocol on AMD chips is a lot better than Intel, so you can actually hit the theoretical like 40 gig bandwidth for your GPU, but you have to deal with bad drivers and side loading stuff and all of that. So that's kind of what I've been doing this last week. Not a lot of games, working on a review, finally trying to get a video back out. So I've been busy.
For what? What are you reviewing? What's your next topic?
I'm getting it. I don't even know if you can really call it a review right now because it's everybody reviewed it already. It's the 34XX.
Oh yeah, no, it's a review. I want to hear your thoughts.
That thing.
Well, there's new colors. We're going to talk about that tonight. It was supposedly, allegedly.
I think it's the best thing Anbernic's made. Not their best handheld. Like I just think it's the best thing they've made in general. Like I love where they're going with like this whole cloning, like classic consoles and this like new retro style. Like that I think is awesome. Yeah. It's not their best handheld at all. It just really clicked with me, even though I know it's not ideal for everybody. So that's kind of what the video is about. It's like half review, half me just ranting, like waxing poetically about why I love that dumb thing.
I'm excited for it, and congrats on the new job, by the way.
Thank you. It takes a lot of time, but I'm back doing something I did before, so I'm working in the healthcare field again.
Well, you got to make money, you got to pay the bills, and that comes first. But excited for the relaunch of your channel. I suppose is that what it is now? This is kind of like
just picking it back up. I stopped for like 2 months, which is not good if you do anything on YouTube. Like YouTube hates that. But you know, hey, life happens, man. Video's gonna be nice though. I've got like some new color grading stuff that I'm doing and some new effects that should at least make it look pretty. I'm trying to come after that matte HM look.
Hey, it's cool. You added your face in there too now on your logo. That's cool.
I think I should probably put myself out there a little bit more instead of just being like hands.
Yeah. Get your face out and no, that's solid. And you already crossed over the 3K line. Even with being dormant, did you find yourself losing a lot of subs, or is it stayed pretty consistent?
No, I've actually gained subs. I gained like another 100 subs like the last week and a half, and I have no idea why or anything. They just, I guess people find the videos and they liked it, which is really motivating me to get back on it. It's honestly, it's been hard to get the time done because as stuff like, as you know, I'm trying to do work full of like 40 hours a week outside of home, and I'm still trying to do jujitsu as much as I can, and then trying to find the time for making videos and then family stuff. So I was like, dude, I gotta find a balance here. So I got this laptop and I should be back now. So this week there will be 2 videos because right after that I'm doing the Trim UI brick, which I have. It's over there. I got the red one. So I'm going to be doing a video on that one too.
Oh, I still got to make my brick video also. Okay, looking forward to that. Everybody out there, subscribe at Aish Talks Tech, AISH Talks Tech on YouTube. Do give them a subscribe. And Aish, man, we're going to have you back on for a dedicated offline episode where we can really just dig into things, talk about your channel and things you are covering here very shortly. But thanks for catching us up. Let's see. And then on my end of things, I am actually currently working after the Claw video. I'm going to be doing a review here or covering in some manner the Magic X, what is it? The Magic X 028. It's their new
mini.
Android.
Is it the Mini 028?
Mini 028. It's their Android. I've been using this on the go, like on family trips and stuff in the last few days here. And I actually, at first, I wasn't a fan. There's no touchscreen. Android without a touchscreen is so painful, so painful. But they have a version
that makes you feel better. Your unit's going to be on the way soon.
I know it's coming. Yeah.
But they have the Dawn launcher on here. And with the Dawn launcher on here, it's basically Daigisho reskinned, and it's very easy to navigate and it's very easy to get around, and you don't ever have to get into Android. The only times you need to do that is if you need to change the brightness. So you have to hold the R3 button and the mouse mode comes up, and then you drag the top down so you get this Android settings with the little stick, and then you're like moving.
There's no dedicated volume up. and down on there?
There's dedicated volume up and down, but I don't know if you can hotkey. So I'm still
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
early days on my research for this video. So
Yeah.
don't.
There's apps for you to remap buttons on Android hardware.
I'm sure you can remap for I'm talking brightness, not volume. Volume up and down is right there.
I missed it connected afterwards. I was like, wait, no, you're talking brightness.
And also it's a pain because if you want to turn it off, when you hit power, you need to use the mouse mode to reach the power button and then click on it. So you got to push L3 in to do that. Gamma OS also is making a version for this. Maybe Dead Fred saying there, Gamma OS makes Android without touch a lot easier. But I would say even as is with Daigisho being the front end, and it's so well integrated, and besides turning it on and off, the rest of the experience is pretty smooth. And I gotta say, man, the emulation speed rips on here. Like the performance for what this is, it's the same chipset as the brick, the Allwinner A133P, I think it is. Yes. It rips, and I haven't hit performance bumps. And you can actually set it to like power saver mode or performance mode. Battery's capable, and I like the color a lot. So I'm coming around to it, but more to come on that, everybody.
So when you do your video, you got to make sure that you have like a size comparison with the claw, just so we can, so that everyone knows.
So if you needed to know this versus the claw, that's
Steam Deck,
Steam Deck, or Steam Deck.
I mean,
or
do you have a Cune, right?
So Subs, have you gotten your mini? Have you gotten a mini M in yet?
I do. It's right here.
So one thing I didn't realize was that the shoulder buttons are so different now. Until I
the same thing.
They're ribbed. They're so comfy.
No, I'm talking about the fact that they're no longer clicky.
They're quiet.
They're that. Like quiet, like almost mushy.
This is a mushy.
Excited.
This is a mushy.
Excited.
This is a mushy, quiet handheld all the way around. It is so quiet. It is just very nice. This is loud and clicky. Although I do think that the face buttons are a little bit of a downgrade in how they feel when you push them down versus the original. Just the way that they like actuate or whatever. The D-pad as well. I think that it's improved, but it's raised up a little high, so I have some thoughts about that. And the joysticks, though, are great. And Hadoukens, they're definitely Hadoukenable. But yeah, as far as minis go, I'm a fan. You already know that I like this with its RK3326, and we'll be talking more about
I like the first
that.
gen model quite a bit, so I'm excited to see what they did on their second go around.
It's cute, and I think they're cooking, and I'm excited to see what they do next. I definitely can feel the sense that they're really trying to make quality, and this does overall feel like a quality, well thought out product. Minus they still have that Android software workaround. Having it be a non-touchscreen really sucks. It is teeny tiny though, so 2.8-inch Android device
with the little mouse pointer.
With the little mouse pointer.
They really needed to save that extra 25 cents for the touchscreen.
It's like
Yeah.
Come on.
My thing is I've gotten used to navigating Android without a touchscreen because of this guy here. I had Gamma on here, and I'm like, messing around with it without touchscreen. It's like,
what's kind of worse?
How this is like.
You know what's worse about them using non-touchscreen Android is that chip supports Linux.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, on the box it says Android/Linux.
Yeah, Mikhail said something about that in chat. I was actually going to say that. It probably will get some CFW, Linux type stuff going on because of the chipset it's using.
Isn't there already some options with like crossmix and all those that could potentially work since it's the same chip?
That's what I'm thinking. There's got to be some options that can probably work with not much effort.
Yeah,
and it is an
A133P.
It's not an RK33.
It's the correct chip.
The correct chip. Thank goodness.
I just heard you say you want to pee.
I mean, probably does.
I mean, I don't know.
But after the show.
And people also in chat are asking us to talk about the tariffs. Yeah, we could. Which I don't think we're really like the knowledgeable or the right people to talk to about tariffs. But they're going to be a reality here. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts about that you wanted to share?
If recent events are anything to go by, it's not really going to be a huge issue. The Chinese tariffs are already down to 10%, which is tax for most people. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think they're really going to let that go like that far into it. If you saw like, I really don't want to get political in this one, but there was like a 25% tariffs on like things from Mexico and
and
Canada as well. That's
and
already
you're
getting
in-
worked out.
You're in Mexico, so Aish is in Mexico, everybody. So just for context, so you get to directly experience like the reality of that. Has there been any talk down, where you're at?
No one cares.
See, okay.
Well,
And
here's
then
the
our-
thing with tariffs. The country
Yeah.
that's getting the tariffs put on them doesn't pay them.
Right.
It's like the consumers in the US are basically the one that's going to be paying them. So
Right.
either companies are going to be adjusting their prices when they see the things aren't being selling, which I doubt, or people are just going to get used to paying an extra 10 to 25% on things. Most likely, neither of those things are going to happen. And this is just negotiating back and forth and people getting the news like thrown in their faces because they want clicks as well. Like they want
Right.
people engaging and stuff like that. And in 6 months' time, we're really not even going to worry too much about it, or we'll get used to it. One of the two.
And our
Honestly,
friends up
10% is not a big deal on like cheap handhelds.
our friends up in Canada too are seeing that that hit, but everything's ongoing right now, and we don't know how it's going to shake out yet. All the countries are vying for see, basically it's like this like push and pull effect
Yeah.
right now, right?
I
Yeah,
think
the
if everyone
handhelds-
just got gifted a mini 028, I think everybody would just be happy.
We'll have
Our
world
world would be
peace.
fixed with just that. We should just gift them all around.
I think Canada's honestly more upset than Mexico is because for the most part, Mexico just doesn't really care. It's that-
Clarissa in chat here says, "I'm in Canada. No one is buying American."
Yeah.
I saw that too. Like they have like stamps like made in Canada for stuff on the shelf right now. So it's I mean, it's going to be interesting, and I feel like it's coming hot and heavy right now. Beginning of the year with this new administration. So we'll see how things settled out in the summertime. But
yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how the PC market handles this because if we do get tariffs, like GPUs are going to go crazy expensive again.
yep.
And that
Yep.
was not a time when it happened before. Like, did you guys see what the 5080 and 5090 were being resold for already? Like $6K for them. That's
Yep.
insane. Just a rebranded 4090. Why would you pay that much for it?
Well, no matter
The GPU market's a whole separate thing. There.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you
It's
can
whole
get a
conversation we have
3070
there.
for like $300, which is still gonna beat a lot of the 40 series cards.
well, no matter
yeah.
no matter how intense things get, it's like I'm glad that we have this podcast and this community to all share in from all around the world in here, and like we are friends. So we, we generally get to keep politics out of everything we talk about around here, like 99% of the time. But some things like this, like tariffs, like they just bleed right into our niche, unfortunately. And so like it's not even a politics thing; it's just a price thing at this point. It's like, well,
They'll find
we
a way
might-
around it. Yeah.
We'll find a way around it. We'll find some. It's going to increase prices a bit, and the chip makers, I'm sure, will see that. Like I was saying in my one video a couple months back, like I think quarter 3, 2025, we're going to see semiconductor stuff get hit more. Right now, I think the focus is in other industries. So
Yeah. And they're not going to move with manufacturing of chips to the US. Like that's not going to happen because it's probably cheaper for them to just cover the tariffs than it is to pay the US wages for people manufacturing actual chips.
Right.
A 25% increase theoretically, because last I saw was down to 10. So a company, I'm sure if I was doing that and I just cared about money, I would probably just cover the 10% instead of having to pay somebody $20 to $25 an hour to make it in the States. Honestly, as horrible as that sounds, and I can't believe I said that, but that's just the fact of how they operate. It's about the bottom
there's
dollar at the
truth
end
to
of the
that.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah, people are asking us our leanings sometimes. Like I don't follow politics really. I don't have a party or anything that I'm affiliated with. So I don't care. I just want to grind and play RH.
I'm a hardcore
Video games.
libertarian that votes Democrat and Republican, and I also believe in the spaghetti monster.
My wife and I were married
all three.
under the what is it? Not the spaghetti monster, but the other one, the dude, the religion of the dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I honestly,
House.
personally, I have no political affiliation to anything. If it makes sense, it makes sense. That's how I look at it. And most of the time, they just don't make sense.
We're the party of RH. That's what we
Yeah.
are. We just play games. We grind out content for you all, and I don't know. We just sort of laugh at all the nonsense.
I'm
that
from
can
the
happen.
Church of More Chip.
Yeah, Church of More Chip. No.
Yeah, the only numbers I'm crunching over here are
The due to
benchmark
buys.
numbers.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot the exact, like, there's an official religion for that, but
Wait, somebody say, for the Nexus saying the Switch 2 is being made in Vietnam. Okay.
interesting.
I don't know the context for that, so sorry if I'm
Switch 2 for US is being made in Vietnam. That's interesting.
they
Political-
always make it somewhere else.
Political question from HP Printer. Which version of Final Fantasy VI is the best?
Oh, that's a hard one. You could make a really good argument for the GBA version because you get the extra content and it has like the nice like pixel art still. But I think the pixel remaster, like hands down for the majority of people nowadays, is kind of like the way to go for it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the original, right?
Yeah. No, not the original. I would say I personally would probably if it's your first time playing it, I would probably just say play the GBA version.
What about the PS1 version? That had some pretty
That's
good
the
music.
worst version to possibly play.
Yeah, but if you emulate it, you can skip the loading screens. You can go pretty quick through that.
That's
And the
true.
music,
but
the music's
it's
like in the highest quality format, is it not? That's
There's
the version
a-
I played. That's what I'm saying. That's why
Well,
I'm
for that
nostalgic
though,
for
there's
it.
a ROM hack for the Super Nintendo version that brings back that actually mixes I think the PS1 music into it, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. We emulate stuff. We don't have to settle for just one.
You're right. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah,
This is a hot question. This is a hotly dividing question. Wow.
it is. Yeah, if you go on Reddit, yeah,
People get oh man.
there's hour-long videos on YouTube telling you which version to play.
Speaking of hour-long videos, this is going to be an hour-long live stream as much as I can help it. So let's get into the news. All right. So starting out this week, let's look at those new colors. So the Anbernic RG34XX Deadfred actually brought this to us. Thank you, Mr. Deadfred. These are popping up. A pink and basically what looks like a turquoise variant of the
So nice.
RG34XX, which is just adorable. Look at those colors.
Has anyone shown this to Crystal?
Crystal, if you're in chat. Oh, look at that. And Aish, you already have.
Like,
No,
your
it's
vision-
GBA. It's the
Well, I know,
original.
but
like
compare
that's
it.
the color I think they're
Yeah.
probably aiming for.
It probably is. This is actually one that I bought this from Raven because my wife had one of these when she was a girl. And I was like, I need to get this for her. But she played it a little bit and now I've just been messing with it. Now I got these two over here, which just
The
more of these.
Glacier.
And I do want to get the pink one and probably a red one. It's the only device I'm willing to buy multiple of.
Really.
Gotta catch them all.
You got it. You've got to.
This is
So-
Anbernic's new strategy: just release colors.
That's
Well,
a
I
smart
mean,
one.
I honestly would prefer that over just new like more and more handhelds.
You know what I would love them to do? Sorry,
What?
Stubbs, I didn't mean to cut you off. Instead of trying to compete with the Retroid and like that higher end, just make more stuff like this where you're giving us that like classic system look, but with a more modern chip. I would love for them to do that because they obviously have the manufacturing power to just throw these things out there like crazy.
Right.
Instead of like trying to kind of go toe to toe with Retroid, which doesn't always work out for them. At least it hasn't the last couple of times.
Yeah, and that'd be nice,
Toe to toe with Miyu, but we know how
Yeah.
Miyu does.
right?
Dude,
They need a
Miyu-
couple tries.
So
Miyu doesn't even know what room they're in half the time.
they're not sure what's going on now. So we don't know what's going on because Anbernic, of course, is on Chinese New Year break right now, along with all the other brands. And we don't know when this is coming out. We can assume it's going to be announced right when Chinese New Year ends. What is it, on the 7th of October? So this Friday?
Not October, February.
Oh my goodness. What are we in February?
Yeah, February.
February.
This is gonna be a
See,
long year.
I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, I almost
Uh,
welcome it. It just means no new handhelds from Anbernic till October.
We'll just wake up in October. But no, so a couple days, this Friday potentially, we'll see
Waking up
something.
when September ends.
Maybe we will. And Rob was saying that he thinks they're going to announce the Win 701 as their first handheld after
No,
Chinese
I was
New Year.
joking.
No. You mean it. You want
I
that.
was
I would do that.
joking.
This is Rob's prediction, guys.
I'm
701.
joking.
Well,
I'd like to know
Oh.
what their new like premium lineup chip is going to be.
me too.
Is there a new like Unisoc Tiger chip out that I don't know about that could actually
oh, yeah.
compete with like the 865?
More than likely.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
one
there
that's-
is, yeah.
but it's going to be really interesting because I mean we're going to have to just be talking about some of this price changes and this tariff stuff because it's going to be affecting our niche a lot this year, and so like there's going to be deals that happen and things that go down. We might not see advancement too much in the chip sector for what lands in our handhelds, our beloved retro handhelds. So we might be looking at just sort of recycling what's already in stock.
Yeah,
but we'll see. We'll see.
Which seems to be the trend for companies like Anbernic and Retroid. They just use up old stuff.
Guardian.
I'm honestly fine with it. It's not like we're playing new games on them anyway. Like we're playing the same games. A lot of times,
Snapdragon 865.
Yeah.
I mean that thing is no slouch. It's actually able to do a whole lot, and it's a 5-year-old chip. So
yeah, and Retroid overclocked the crap out of it and made it stable, which is amazing. Like if you actually look at the numbers for that 865 and compare it to like a Galaxy, what is it, the S20 FE, that the 865 in handhelds is killing it.
And Russ says, "Dang it, Aish! You just talked me into getting Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster. It's on sale right now, and I found that it's not in my library. I better get that too. Actually."
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we're all picking it up now.
We're all picking it. How much?
I'll get it for PC. I have it on the Switch, but I'll get it for PC.
Oh, I wish listed a bunch of stuff on Steam this week. I think they have that Steam sale that's ending.
Yeah, I almost bought both Monster Hunter World.
Did you add Genital Jousting to your wish list so I can gift it to you?
Oh no!
Is that a VR game? Because that sounds like a VR
game. Oh, we know Stubbs love his VR games.
What? Hold on, I'm looking at Pixel Remaster. Hold on.
Are you looking at Genital Jousting? You should know all about
I already own Genital Jousting. I mean, no, wait, no, I don't own. Wait, no.
He bought it for me.
No. Okay, Final Fantasy VI is on sale for $12.59. That's a heck of a deal. Pick it up. Dude, you can get the whole remaster pixel bundle for $52. That is so cool.
I still can't believe it's that expensive though.
I know, but you get all of them. So
yeah, I know, but like 1 and 2 are barely worth playing anyway. I know that's probably gonna make somebody angry that I said that in chat, but it's true.
Well, it's good to speak your heart. You know, just let it out. Netflix Foreign says to make up for not newer chipsets, like more OLED screens. Yeah. Well, I'm okay with things go OLED. I'm also okay if things don't go OLED because I'm noticing like IPS is easier on my eyeballs. You guys notice this? Like
that's a thing. Yeah,
reading text is easier and less fatiguing on my eyes than OLED. So if you're playing a lot of RPGs, I would make the case for IPS being superior, quote unquote, just for text. But if it's like action or anything else, I think the color definition is beautiful on OLED. So I don't know.
You can also there's some pretty nice IPS screens. Like just look at the Legion Go. It's an IPS screen, but it's a really good screen. I'm probably not going to get that.
Same goes with the Ally and the Claw screens. Those 7-inch screens are really good.
Yeah, the new Claw screen, old Claw screen, the 8-inch Claw screen.
We're just so used to cheap IPS screens that we just look down on them now. But when you get a really nice IPS screen, like they hold up really well.
Thanks, Michael Benny. That's so retro. There's another good one too. I love the CRT is the thing, Stubbs, because I'm a videophile. I want perfection. Yeah.
Yeah, CRT handheld. That's what we need.
CRT handheld. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. CRT handheld.
Yeah, it's going to be the size of the Legion Go with like a 4-inch screen.
Apparently, Derek is saying that Orc Massage is another game to check out on Steam. So check that one out, everybody. But another thing to check out, speaking of like older chipsets, is the SJgam M20 Pro. It's been revealed officially. We've been waiting on this forever, Rob. This is your favorite handheld. That's right. It looks like a Switch, but it's not. It's the M20 Pro.
I hate this thing so much.
Hey, now this is the Pro version. Okay. Did you see the sweet things it comes with? If we go into the link for it.
No.
Okay. So basically, it's not a Switch. Generally, SJgam makes very, very cheap low-end handhelds. Some of them are pretty decent. Some of them not so much. The M25 not so much. But you get a light gun. You get a light gun and a dock with this and 2 controllers. 2 light guns, 2 controllers, a dock, and the light gun has buttons on the side. So I mean, how cool is that, right?
What does that word say? High sensitivity.
Anti-dantis skid. And
what does that mean?
It's supposed to be anti-skid.
And Dantis.
And this sounds like an IKEA product.
High sensitivity and Andantis. It's on it's on Dantooine is where it is, Rob.
Oh.
Yeah, I
you
swear
may
it's supposed to be anti-skid.
you may fire when ready. Very good. It comes with the video game set, 3D. Look, it says right there, dude. It's a cool experience. It says right there.
Oh,
in the
there, I'm
advertisement.
sold. That's all I needed.
So as far as chipset, in
how's this
goes,
light gun gonna work?
it
It's
works
not.
with it works with Magic, Rob. This has an RK3566 inside of it, so it's going to be playing
Another one.
up to what the MiU Flip can do. 1 gigabyte of RAM, 7-inch IPS 1024 by 600 pixel display. It runs EmuELEC on it, so there you go. Micro SD card slot, 4,000 milliamp hour battery. What more do you want out of your handheld, man?
Look at that
Hey.
resolution, 600p.
That's right, Aish.
Yeah, that's
It's
gonna
there,
be nice on a suited screen.
but unfortunately,
Hey,
if
that's
you're-
better battery life than that R36S plus whatever the hell it's called.
yeah, they give
1200 milliamp hour
yeah,
battery.
1,200 milliamp hour, which is nonsense. But I know you're all very excited to buy this, but you can't. You cannot buy this yet, unfortunately, and you have to buy it from their website when they do release it. It looks like
So
so.
they actually have a website. Wow, that's impressive.
They actually have a website. You can click on it in here. I think it was somewhere towards the bottom.
Yeah, put your credit card information in there.
Yeah, I was surprised myself because I was looking like to make a link for this for the show, but I was like, oh, it's not out for one, and they actually have a website where they list it. So I was surprised at that. Not on AliExpress or anything right now. So yeah, there's SJgam's website, and now SJgam though has made a couple things that I really enjoy, like the M19. I thought was a really solid 3566 handheld with that one joystick for the price. This we'll have to see if that, as long as that's not like a TFT cheap IPS display, and it's more of one of those higher end looking ones.
Almost assuredly is.
It's
Hey,
gonna
now
be-
don't ruin my dreams. It's OCA laminated, man.
Hey, Rob, do you think those are really going to be the vessels on that thing? Because those are thin.
No, it's
Oh,
fake.
That's
What if
Yeah,
it-
That looks so
it's
fake.
gotta be fake.
That
What
looks
if-
so fake.
What if this is the best 3566 of 2025? Like,
Said no one ever.
What if it was
Let-
the only 3566?
I
of
hope that's
2025?
true. I
no,
hope that's
MiU
true.
Flip.
Hey.
MiU Flip.
Just
No
wait
thanks.
till Game Console gets their hands on that chip.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
Oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
still want to
that's
know how the
what's
light guns work.
Dude, why
That's-
don't we make a 3566 handheld at this point?
No,
People
let's
are
not.
asking us once again to
Let's
make the
not.
RH handheld. It's like, why isn't it time? Isn't it time we brought back from the dead the RH Legend handheld that we canceled way too fast in its lifespan?
no, I think we're good without
Okay,
it.
all right. I thought I was cooking on that, but I guess we'll just go back.
Well, when
to
you
the
have
new
legends
handhelds.
like the M20 Pro, why do you really need the RH Legend? I mean,
that's true.
You were cooking, but I think you need to cook longer.
You're right. We need to let it bake a little bit.
same
Fair
goes
enough.
for SJgam.
Yeah.
Put it
Oh,
in the air fryer. I don't know.
Just buy
Um,
a bunch of tablets and put a GameStar on it and reset and sell it. That way.
That's the one. That's the
it.
one.
Just put a sticker on it, like an RH sticker. There you go.
That's it. He's found them. He's found the solution we've all been looking for.
Or there's
Aw.
going to be like a light version with like the BSP handheld.
The,
No.
the
Controller.
D9,
No.
Oh,
the portal at
D9.
home.
Yeah, the
Good old
D9.
D9.
It's going to be the
Oh.
RH portal.
Oh no, we don't know. We have enough handhelds called the Portal. We can't do another one. Just like we
Oh.
have enough handhelds called the Claw. Speaking of the Claw, there's another one. There's two, and they're officially launching February 4th. Guess what? That's tomorrow. Tomorrow you can buy these officially. They've been up for pre-order on and off lately on different websites, Amazon mainly, but the pre-orders have been restocked at least once a day. And MSI, we talked to our rep yesterday. She said just keep refreshing. They're going to keep restocking. When the pre-order hits too high of a limit, it runs out temporarily, and then they allow more pre-orders to come in. So check back if you really want one. Do not buy it for this upcharged $1,100 that these third-party sellers are listing for. Do not buy it for that. This should be $900 USD. If you want to get the 7-inch variant, that is $800 USD. Rob and I have been reviewing this one. We really do like the 7-inch, but I think personally the 8-inch is going to be worth that extra $100, not only for the bigger screen, bigger battery life, but just because also heat I feel is handled a little bit better on it than the 7 currently.
As somebody who has only heard about the wonders of the claw, should I buy one?
Yes.
Oh.
Buy two of them. Buy both.
As a as a proper RH shill here, reviewer, I would say buy. No, man. Just like, these are going to come up used in our marketplace. Just wait, save a little money. They'll pop up. Just save your money. Just
All right,
I
I'm
know.
putting.
if you have to have it,
$900
if you have
seems
to
like
have
a
it,
lot.
buy it. Well, and I
Right.
would say to everybody, it is a little higher priced for a Windows handheld. And you saw what happened with the original Claw. We saw price drops. Now you can pick those things up on sale for like $350, $400. So wait a
Here's the
little bit if
thing,
you have the
that
patience.
price for that chip configuration, the 32 gigs of RAM with the Ultra 7 258V, you're not going to find a laptop with that anywhere
true.
under like $1,700-$1,800. That's an expensive chip setup.
So I think
because
that
that is a
chip
really good chip.
alone is a $600 chip for retail.
Yeah.
It is.
So it's not a cheap chipset that they put in there.
Now,
It's
like
not.
Intel put some work into that Ultra 7 line, like the new one, as far
Yeah.
as efficiency and all of that. If you just want a handheld to play games on it, no, it's a lot of money. Like, I get that, and you're gonna have to deal with some drivers from Intel, and there's gonna be issues. It's not gonna be as smooth as it could be. But if you're somebody that's seriously considering, like, hey, I want something that's gonna be a PC and my handheld, like I just want to grab it and take it with me to play games and
Yeah.
do real work when I'm at home, that chip is gonna be legit for all that.
It
So
is.
it depends how much that matters to you. And 32 gigs of RAM on that, with how compatible that's going to be with like eGPU setups and how good Intel is at like productivity stuff, can be really tempting for some people. It's just a hard sell if you just want to play games.
Right. Here's in context, yes, the Lunar Lake chipset, this is priced excellent. For a laptop,
Yep.
the Lunar Lake chipset, this is priced more than excellent. It's amazing for what it is. But when you're talking about a handheld, being a handheld enthusiast and playing games, I do think you can get a little bit more for your money with the Steam Deck.
Yep.
Waiting for this to go on sale a bit, or just buying it used in our marketplace on our Discord, because these things will start to pop up. So that's my recommendation. But if you want to play with it now, you can just buy it tomorrow. And I believe it's even going to show up in Best Buy to just go and buy it. And then you get Amazon or Best Buy, you get those awesome return policies. You're also going to see this come up on Newegg if you want. There's other places you can get it. But it is a good value for the money for what the chipset is. So yeah, it's all up to you. Stay tuned for Rob and my video on the 7-inch. They're going to be sending us the 8-inch variant as well later this month. Stay tuned for Team Retro's coverage on the 8-inch. His video is about to go live. I actually need to film him some footage. I'm currently testing the speakers between this and the original, because the speakers are, as you know, are very important to me, and I'm still trying to figure out how to make the speakers sound exactly how I want before. I'm just really spending my time on this review. So
I might actually go to Best Buy and pick one up when it's available, just to try it out and take advantage of like a two week window.
Yep.
I daily drive the Ally X. That's like my main handheld now. It stays like next to my bed, and I just play everything on there. But the battery life is tempting from what I've read on it. I don't know if it's a great gaming chip, but it's a really good handheld chip, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's true. And stay tuned for Retro's video. It's actually going to be out tomorrow. Check out Mikhailov's video. And yeah, Netflix says, remember Stubbs, you have to return them. No more drooling. I know. Yeah, I know. It's yeah, I'm definitely not drawing out my review to play with it longer. Definitely not. No, never would I ever do that.
Just lose it in shipping and I'll find it. Don't worry.
I really like it.
He accidentally shipped it to me. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, wait till it shows up on discount on the Nebraska Furniture Mart.
I think they're actually going to be selling it. They sold the original one, I believe.
Yeah, and it's on clearance at the NFM.
Oh man. Yeah. But having said all that, everybody, MSI really knocked it out of the park with their new handhelds here, both the 7 and the 8. Just a wild world of difference, and also just the public reception to these handhelds. You've probably seen other reviews from like Bob and everybody, and just they did a great job. I think they did a great job in the first one, though. So who am I to say anything? So yeah,
everybody loves mushy L1 R1 buttons.
I liked it.
Oh,
I liked it.
Oh, there's a sense of
still
irony
like
in
it.
those shoulder buttons, Aish.
Yeah, right.
I still like it.
They changed the shoulder buttons, but
I'm taking it wasn't a good change.
you won't be happy about it.
Oh man,
They're loud.
Yay.
They're louder. They're louder and clicky
Very
now.
loud.
Oh great, that's just what I want.
It's
Who
not.
told companies that was a good idea, by the way?
It's not a huge change button wise between the old and the new. Like not enough to really move the needle, in my opinion. They're good and there's some improvements, but that's not what I'm focusing on as much, because ergonomics are awesome on the 7.
They are good. Yeah.
They're not great on the 8 though. So if ergonomics is your bag and that's your main thing, big hands, anyways, the 8 doesn't feel great. I was telling the MSI rep, like, you guys just gotta get a 3D printed grip or push another third party who can make them and offer it somehow. Because the 8, I think, is going to be the winner at the end of the day overall, but it needs to have some way to grip it to where you want to use it for more than an hour.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need in your $1,000 handheld.
Yeah, exactly right. That was the first thing I was thinking about. Okay, that's MSI for you. Next, here we go. So Retroid, that's right. So let's get into some speculation. Listen, you've been seeing the rounds lately. Maybe you've seen some of these news articles come up saying that there's a Retroid Flip 2 coming. Now, we cannot confirm nor deny that. I was curious myself, and I reached out to Retroid and actually got them on the phone this morning. And we had a good, probably 15-minute conversation just about, what's going on. And they have not been planning to make any sort of Flip 2. Okay, but at the same time, their response is, we can't confirm or deny any future plans of what's going on. And I said, can I at least, like, our community really, 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 really wants a Flip 2. I want a Flip 2. Everyone here wants a Flip 2. We want to see what you're going to do next with that clamshell series. Are you open to ideas? What if we got you a wish list? What if we got you some colors, just things to consider if you were going to make a Flip 2 specifically? And they said, we're happy to take ideas, and any kind of feedback you can gather, we'll take that into consideration for our next handheld. And that could be a Flip 2, but I don't know. And so having said that, we did build a survey, which you might have seen Russ from Retro Game Corps put out this wish list as well, put out our wish list here, and we put it out. And we have a rumor mill channel on our Discord to discuss it. And so everyone's just wishing right now, okay? So this is a fan render made by Baba in our Discord. Check right there at the top. This fan render, but everyone sort of had a consensus on the Discord that we wanted front-firing speakers. We wanted a Snapdragon 865. We wanted a 5.5-inch OLED screen. We wanted, a nice 8 gig plus 256 or 128 configuration option. We wanted, as well as a removable battery if possible. We wanted buttons that weren't clicky, that were still mushy, and Hall effect sliders still. We wanted those sliders in there just so you can keep it nice and recessed. And the hinge should definitely be reinforced, not breakable, maybe just on Tuesdays. And and as far as everything else, design language, maybe it'll have a dual screen. A lot of people wanted a dual screen on there, and I don't know that that's totally feasible on Android, but we've seen it with the Surface Duo. It's definitely possible. But so check it out. I'm going to add this to our description, but we also have it as a community post right now on our YouTube. Yeah, right. And let's go to the top of this. So let's take a look at this. So here's the options that we put up initially. So as far as colorways, Zoo came up with this list for us. Zoo said we want maybe a GameCube Indigo, as in this fan mock-up here. Cobalt GBA, Famicom, Metallic Green and Orange, Ice Blue, Watermelon again, Baja Blast, or something else. For CPU, we're looking at maybe a Snapdragon 865, a Dimensity 1100, or a 900, or RK3326 again. You never know.
That's the one.
I mean,
Other RK3566.
other 33.99.
And then RAM and storage, we're looking at, we think a baseline should be 6 gigabit gigabytes.
8.
You think 8 should be the baseline?
Yeah, it should be 8.
Yeah, but we're talking Retroid. They make budget devices. We're not talking.
The 5 is 8 and 128.
But what about the Mini? The Mini we're looking at 6.
Yeah, people had a problem with that, remember? If it's going to be an Android 10.
Well, if it has Android 13, yeah, it's a problem. But if it's going to have Android 10, then...
No, I'm not saying it's actually going to be a problem in use.
We're Android 13 from here on out, for sure.
I think so.
Just bully them into like doing it.
Yeah, I don't think 6 gigabytes is actually a problem, like when you actually compare the 6 to the 10, but I think people are going to see it as a problem if it comes out with 6 gigabytes versus 8. Like 8
Yeah,
is kind of like the new standard now that people are willing to accept.
we just don't want the cost to go too nuts and get out of the Retroid's usual budget range. I didn't even add a cost thing on here because I just have to assume we're going to be targeting $200. But I guess I should maybe add that in.
That's what I would say. Is I'd rather them do 6 gigs and put the money into.
Wasn't the Flip a little more expensive than the RP3 Plus at the time?
I think so, a little bit, right?
Yeah. So this is probably this is if it exists at any point, this is definitely going to be over $200.
Yeah, probably 230, 240 bucks we're looking at here.
Yep. So for that, 8 gigs.
8 gigs. Yeah. And then for screen, I'm okay with an IPS, but I think people are really going to want to push for that OLED. Mini LED is another option. Dual screen, though, I think, or dual screen OLED. I should have written that in there.
The thing is, then you're just looking into adding more costs and all this stuff. If it's going to end up being a dual screen device,
we're looking at $300. That's the problem with that.
There's like 1 or 2 emulators that could actually use a dual screen. Android's not optimized for dual screen. Like the Surface one was a different case because you have a massive company that could actually put the resource into making it work. And even then, when it first came out, it was wonky. So I don't really, as much as I like Retroid, I don't really trust them to make a dual screen Android operating system actually functional on a handheld, and that would just make it way more expensive now.
Yep. I think that's and that's fair as well. For joysticks, sliders again, regular sticks, but recessed and Hall effect. The original, there's a debate over this. The original sliders apparently were Hall effect. I didn't remember that being the case, but I guess they were.
Yeah.
So there's debate in our Discord, and people were like dying on this hill. Okay, like
those original sliders were
nice,
interesting design. I didn't care for them, but they were a commendable effort. I would say.
I thought they were satisfying.
Yeah, Nintendo did a great job with sliders.
Yeah, it's the 3DS slider.
The thing that was wild to me is that they were actually clickable. I mean, they didn't work that well, but they were.
If did you ever open it up to see like how the click worked?
Yeah.
You literally just like the whole housing. Yeah, the whole housing we just press down and click on it. It's pretty.
I think you talked about it where you notice like if you go too far out on that circumference,
you can't click down.
Can't click it anymore. Yeah.
And I had no notes about their shoulder buttons. I think the shoulder buttons are nice how they are. I think they should probably stick with those personally. But
look, all they got to do is copy what Magic X did. They recessed it into the shell, which there's enough thickness there that they could do that. I think Aish and I both looked at this. It's like they could have totally put in regular Hall sticks in there. You know, there's enough.
There's
for it.
And
it wouldn't have even been that big of a design change to get them in there.
No.
And for like the sliders are fine for most games, but if you're gonna play any type of shooter, which on Android there's a lot of like good shooters you can play, like Call of Duty, and that will run on a theoretical 865. Sliders are not good for that. Or if you want to use it for streaming, not good for that at all.
And 3D Printed Studio has a good point. Definitely, they need to be stubs nubs compatible, which those sliders weren't. So I don't know. I don't know. But full size sticks could be an option, but the clamshell is going to be huge if we're talking full size sticks. So probably not. Originally, I had a colorful and I thought was funny meme here for the buttons, but I had to replace it after there were some outbursts. After Zoo came up with the original image for that, we replaced it with these friendly buttons, these sewing buttons. But for buttons themselves, I thought mushy would probably be better. I like quiet, but I know a lot of people like clicky. Maybe that hybrid soft but quiet clicky is best. But I don't know. And don't take this is my wish list. I'm not saying like this is gospel or anything. So
I'm just imagining in my mind, like we all come to the table with our own handheld that we designed with our own preferences. And it's like Aish is going to have these silent shoulder buttons, but the face buttons are going to be clicky, and it's all different stuff. Like we're all going to have a mishmash of parts, and we're all going to hate each other's handhelds.
I know. I hate clicky buttons. Yeah, I've modded like every single handheld I've been able to mod with silent buttons. I've modded it with silent buttons. Like I hate clicky buttons. I don't understand why people like them. I like the tactile feel. Like if you can get away with like actually cloning like the PS Vita buttons, I'm fine with that because those actually felt really good. And they want click, 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 which is tactile. That's nice. That's somebody put work into that. Not, hey, I'm going to put a mouse click in here and put a button over it. That's ridiculous.
And also
Razer.
I know, right? Also forgive, and I'm with you, Aish, by the way, on those buttons, but forgive my very sloppy job. This is my first ever Google forum survey I've ever made in my life. I couldn't figure out how the images worked. So like,
I
You
can
did
tell.
great.
thank you for your patience with me. But so I can continue to modify this as we go along. But so far, we already have about 400 responses to it. I'll share the responses publicly at the end of the week. And I'll also share the responses with Retroid directly and say, well, here's what we collected. Do with it what you will. And they'll either discard it entirely, or maybe we'll be heard a little bit. If we scroll up, Sony, sorry, let's go back to the top one. As far as the screen aspect ratio goes, this is up for debate as well. Likely we would see a 16:9, possibly the same 5.5-inch screen from the Retroid Pocket 5. In fact, maybe a lot of the internals from the 5 could come over here and work pretty well, I feel like.
That would make the most sense if they were going to be doing a flip device that, just to carry over like the components, which is what they did the first time around. So it just makes the most sense.
Yep. I think so too. And you could go more retro and do like a 4:3 aspect ratio, or even a 5:3, which would be interesting.
16:10.
A 16:10 would go nuts. You can go 20:9 if you want.
60:10, I think is like, if you look at the Steam Deck and the Legion Go, like it's really good for 4:3 and 16:9 stuff.
Just give me one that's 32:9.
Yeah, unless we can get the 552 screen. If we can get that, let's go with that.
5:3.
Yeah, 552. Man.
No,
we could even go
that screen is 5:3.
Oh yeah, so sorry.
This guy.
Sorry, you talk and I need to attack. I'm sorry, Dan.
A lot of people in chat are wanting the 5:3, so that's an interesting option. We saw 5:3 on the RG552, I believe, which was an awesome handheld beyond the battery life.
My 552 is like somewhere back here.
It's around. The battery's probably dead. But looking at the hinge, we can look at reinforced and tight. We can look at more loose but still strong, which I preferred a little looser, as long as it holds together, or breakable, like the old one was, but only on Tuesdays. And then speakers, I think front firing would make the most sense, but your palms might cover them. So you could potentially look at like the Ioneo DMG. Their solution was to put the speakers on the sides. Side firing actually creates this kind of virtual surround sound effect, which I thought was really cool.
Now people want it coming right at their face.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that's going to be the most clear sound, of course.
It is dead.
Yeah, so that's the 552 for you. Unfortunately, as much as I love the 552 and its beautiful 5:3 screen, every time I went to play it, it was dead entirely, no matter how much I kept it charged.
Mm-hmm. It was a really bad chip choice by Anbernic. Like, that could have been a really, really good handheld if they just had something like that 618 in it or something like that.
It was like the RK3399, right?
Yeah.
I think that the chip was for like Android TV boxes or something like that. Something that doesn't run on battery.
Yeah.
It sucks because that was a freaking awesome handheld ruined entirely by its chipset choice.
Yeah. It was doing some GameCube before we had GameCubes on handhelds, so I will give it that. Didn't do a great job at it, but it was doing some of it.
I plugged it into power and the fan immediately kicked in, so
yeah,
I know it's live.
Those fans, dude.
It was so good. And then for the aspect ratio, again, if we're looking at a dual screen and we want to spend the money on a full dual screen handheld, probably they should do 16:9 top and 4:3 bottom, or even 1:1 bottom. So there's some options there. So everybody, if you're interested in this, let Retroid know your feedback. They will be reading through the responses. I even opened it up so you can just write in your own answers too for everything, and just write in all of get as creative as you want. I've seen some very creative responses so far to this survey. Some not even related to the survey. So write what you will. For better.
I love that picture of Russ, by the way. I like how he completed every game.
So I didn't ask Russ's permission. So Russ, if you're out there watching this, please let me know. I can take this down. But someone wanted to solicit their services to Russ to help make him a new logo or something like that. And I think that's an AI image they sent him.
It says Retro Game Core.
Yeah, Retro Game Core. And I just kind of finagled it and took it and put it on here because I wasn't sure what else to put on here. Oh,
I love how Russ is just hanging out in like a cyber cafe with a bunch of PCs behind him.
Because that's his thing.
Yeah.
I completed all the games in the world.
To be fair, if anybody was going to do that, it'd probably be him.
I mean, I believe it honestly.
Just locks himself in his basement or his
No,
studio
I'd
and
say
just
Zoo.
goes to work.
Zoo
No,
So-
Sue only plays Game of the Month,
That's
so
true, that's
that's
true.
automatically
not
not
on-
possible anymore.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Well-
Game of the Month would have to be running for way longer for him to even
Yeah.
do that.
So everybody, you know what? Let's dream together. Let's inspire each other, and let us know your thoughts about the Retroid Flip 2, which may or may not happen this year. We will see. Okay, so that's all the news we got this week. We're gonna get out of here in a few minutes, but not without first revealing the winners for the Xbox 8-bit Do keyboard giveaway, and also we want to quickly unbox. I don't want to spend time messing around too much on these accessories that were sent over. So let's start things out by just announcing the winners for the keyboard.
Was it me?
Well, let's find out. So it could be you. I'm going to share my screen. Although staff is not eligible, so sorry, Ban. it
You
won't be
should ask the audience if I
Um,
can have it.
Can Ban win if Ban's comment is selected? Can he win this keyboard?
No.
Leave me a yes or no in the chat.
Yeah, let the audience decide. You-
Okay.
Except for Rob.
Okay.
Ah,
I
Wait,
I think they say no.
no, I see a couple of yeses in there.
I don't see anything. What are you talking about? Let me just quickly delete this comment.
Yep.
Hey.
Okay, everybody
Cookie
see the
Monster
screen,
doesn't
okay?
get to vote.
All right, so we got all 45 comments loaded up. Now, for your comment to actually be picked, you would have had to have followed all the rules, which means your Discord name needs to be in your comment, and you need to be joined to the Acnus Discord. And if you haven't done it, I would quickly join the Acnus Discord right now, because I'm going to be checking.
Hold on, I'm signing with my alt account.
I'm going to be
Right.
checking these winners to make sure that the rules have been met. So I'm going to draw 2 for the keyboard, which, by the way, if you didn't know, we're giving away 2 of these awesome 8-bit Do keyboards from Acnus. Thank you, Acnus. They said, what item would you like to do for a giveaway? And I said, please, can we do that sweet keyboard? They said, we don't even stock those for anybody. And I said, I really want it.
You know what? If I
we-
win, you can give it to 3D Printed Studio.
And we really want people to have it. So they said, okay, all right. So we're going to give away 2, but I'm going to draw 3 names because I assume possibly one person didn't follow the rules. So we're going to draw 3 names. So we're going to have 2 people and a backup winner. No matter what, if the backup winner doesn't win the keyboard, I'm going to send the backup winner something else. It could be my C64 keyboard. It could be my green 8-bit Do keyboard. I don't know. It could be a handheld, but you're going to get something. So we're going to draw 3 names today. All right, we ready for this?
Yeah.
Let's get the music going.
Dun-dun. Ah, there it is.
Okay. And we are picking a winner. Winner. Smoney. S Money.
Hey, I know that one.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
S Money.
Yay.
Hour 30 is
All
great.
right.
Keep it going. And S Money, Smoney, SMMUNY, is the Discord name for this individual. So you have met the rules there. You're going to have to check everything else, but that's winner number 1. So let's write it down. Write this down. Congratulations. Clap enthusiastically.
There you go. Get money.
I'm actually pretty excited about that. That's awesome.
I
That
already
is awesome.
congratulated
Great
them.
user.
Great user. Let's go again. Okay, and the winner is, pick a winner. Winner number 2 is Hunier Hussein. Junior. How do you pronounce this? Junior Hussein.
Go with
With
that.
4 likes. Just watch the playback. Great stream as always. Much love, guys. So I'll have to check. If this is not your Discord name and I can't find you, then you are disqualified. But good job if you're not. You win. That is awesome. I will contact. And 3rd backup winner, Greg. Nice. Who is Greg? 76. I love the picture.
Mm,
An hour and a
wrong
half.
number.
That's a good length. That's what she said. Never mind. Also, Mr. Grigg likes that Xbox keyboard. It's delightful. Once again, I'll make sure you followed all the rules. If so, you get keyboard. I mean, if so, you will get something.
Clap, bad clap.
2 of
He's
you,
that's salty.
2 of you will get these keyboards. A third person will get something else, and it'll still be good. But the keyboards will be mailed directly to you by Acnus, and the third will be given directly by me. So congrats to our winners. Good job, everybody.
I'll mail you a keyboard.
Good job, everyone.
I'll send you
Money, Hunyer Hussein, and Greg. Nice.
Send him like a Five Below keyboard.
Yes.
one.
Maybe a Logitech K400 Plus.
I was just gonna send him a printout of the keyboard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a couple more times just to see if Ban was even in here. Oh, dude, Andrew on our team was the fourth person.
Yeah, give it to
That
Andrew.
doesn't count.
Give it to Andrew.
That's cheating.
He's throwing
And
up right now.
three.
Give it to him.
Strong Bad 79 was gonna go next. Shiny. I'm seeing if I can get Ban here. This won't work at all. Frank Davey, Mr. Petey. Ban, dude, you had no chance of winning. I'm sorry, man. Oh, here you are. You're 8th, 9th. You would have been the 9th person drawn. Please let me win the keyboard. Please let me win Tiny Keyboard, please. From Ban.
You
Tiny
just don't buy
Keyboard was-
e-waste for like a week, and you can just buy your own keyboard.
Hey, I will have you know I haven't bought any e-waste in a week. In over a week.
There you
even.
go. So you
The
should be
only
able
person
to
that's
afford the
bought
keyboard
e-waste
now.
here is actually Stubbs.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been selling more handhelds than I've been buying.
Good job.
Very good job. All right, congrats to the winners. We'll do more giveaways. That was a lot of fun. Thanks everyone for entering. And let's open up. Mobapad sent over this. They're calling it a Mobapad S1. It's liquid silicone controller. This is the non-HD version, I do believe. And this has Hall effect joysticks, liquid silicone buttons, NFC 6-axis features. And this is going to be for your Nintendo Switch or your Switch OLED. So I got my OLED here ready to rock. And we're just going to see real quick kind of what it feels like. You've seen these before. We don't cover a ton of Switch stuff. Switch 2, though, we might talk about that a bit on this channel. Might be a fun thing. We'll see. So let's see. First thing we do with these sorts of add-ons is, does it work? Ooh, that's nice. And yeah.
Oh, I like that they're
That's,
not huge.
Yeah, it's not too big. It's got that ergonomic bump out. Rob likes that. Look at that badonk
good,
there. It has a nice grit
Oh, it's got
texture.
grooves for your fingers. Perfect.
And I know that Clef from Game Tech Talk actually reviewed this, so check out his review. He is the ultimate source and expert on controllers in our scene, I feel like.
Oh,
These are clicky shoulder buttons.
Ugh,
Not too loud. Yeah, Aish is over it. But
Aish.
I'm out. I'm
He's
out.
done.
They almost had me,
Pretty-
but I'm out.
it's pretty loud. It's not uncomfortable, though. And unfortunately, there's no, for this L2 and R2, very short travel there. So it's not going to be great for FPS gaming. The joysticks are very comfortable. There's no joystick grind. That feels good. Mushy rubber membrane face buttons.
Yeah.
And it
Todd's
clicks
wondering
in.
about that A button over there.
There's very little wobble, but there is a little bit of wobble, as you probably come to expect from a lot of different add-ons for your Switch. There is just a little bit of play there. But it's within the realm of reasonableness. The D-pad is very short. Not much play with that D-pad. It works. You can feel it pivot. It's very soft and quiet, not clicky. And let's turn this on here.
Yeah,
I like
mechanically, it
G8
wasn't
Plus just for the
adjustable.
Switch because I couldn't find a good controller to use for like bigger games. But Joy-Cons are fine for most things. If these things weren't clicky, I'd order a pair.
And I feel like it has RGB lighting that does come on, but I'm not sure immediately how to make that work. But it's comfortable. I like that. It's comfortable. And they're clean. That white design is nice. This comes in a few different colors. You can get it for about $34 for this variant. If you want the HD variant, which I believe would have Rumble inside of it, that's going to be an extra $10 on AliExpress. The link's in our description there. $34 for this version. HD version is going to be $47. That one also comes in black. You can also get this in pink with purple buttons, which is interesting. And yeah, I like the feel. It's very matte finish. It's not glossy or slick at all. Apparently, it'll work for up to 5 million presses. Hall effect joysticks, meaning you're not going to get any stick drift, which is cool. But yeah, we're late in the life cycle of Switch stuff, so I really I really don't know how much longer things like this are going to be super relevant, other than the fact that
I hate
people
to
are
say
just
it,
gonna.
but we're gonna see many more years of this kind of stuff coming out. The Switch
We
is
are.
so popular that
We are.
And-
People are going to boycott Switch 2, I'm sure, just out of for the principle of the thing, and so maybe it won't be as popular as we're thinking. But yeah,
I don't know. I'm gonna buy a Switch too.
I don't know about that, man. Like Nintendo fans are crazy. They're not going to boycott Nintendo at all. Our niche might, but Nintendo as a whole, yeah.
You guys can. I'm not.
I'm buying the Switch 2 day one.
yeah, it's interesting. All right.
Only reason I'm buying a Switch 2 is because I want to play with my family.
So
You could just play with it without the Switch. Go talk to them.
That's funny.
Yeah.
so
Have a
pick it up,
conversation, man.
pick it up if you are interested. And can I play Donkey Kong Country?
The Switch right now is actually my second most used handheld.
I love Tropical Freeze so much.
Hey Stubbs, those are Hall effect sticks, right?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
This is also my wife's favorite game, by the way, on Switch. She's a Switch Lite. She pretty much exclusively plays Donkey Kong Country.
You know, what sucks is that was a Wii U game, and Nintendo let the Wii U die. It deserved better.
I can't believe this.
So much potential in that.
So
that
much.
console.
And then what happened?
Bad choices.
Ooh, no, Rumble works on this. Never mind. So the non-HD version does have Rumble. So what makes
It's probably the HD Rumble versus just standard Rumble.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of companies figured out how to duplicate HD Rumble, and there's certain parts of
Ooh.
certain games that need HD Rumble, like in Mario Odyssey. There's a couple stars that need the HD Rumble, which you can just skip those anyway.
Yeah, this feels pretty good, actually. The last one that I've been using with my Switch has been this bad boy, and I like this for the mere. This is called the omelet. I like it for the mere fact that it has a kickstand, and that's really
The
it.
omelet.
I love the
the
omelet.
I remember this
But
thing.
It's so loud. The buttons are so loud, and
That-
it's a little funny. So I don't know about that.
They
This is
reached out
nice
to
and
me,
sleek.
and
How
I
much-
passed on it. I was like, nah, I think I'm
They
good.
reached out to me too. I
So-
was like,
Yeah.
no, I don't know.
Second up today is the ELO Vagabond, and now this is a new telescopic controller for Android or for iPhone. It's interesting. It says powering pros, creating legends. Maybe the RH legend. I don't know. We'll see. Oh god. And so here you go. Ban is actually going to be doing a video or an article on this soon as well. So you're going to get a little more in-depth coverage from him on it. I'm just going to quickly look at it here. Ergonomically speaking, it's really nice. It feels kind of like that M25 almost. Like it has that PS Portal style grip or the DualSense style grip there, but it's nice matte finish, and I like that. And it stretches pretty dang wide. I don't know that we're going to be fitting in something like an iPad or anything, but that's a nice amount of stretch. We're looking at Hall effect sticks, of course. We're looking, unfortunately, those hybrid kind of clicky buttons, which I am just not a fan of personally. It should be fine. You know, we see these in some higher end controllers, and it feels good enough. L1 and R1 are clicky as well. L2 and R2, decent travel there. And ergonomically speaking, it feels really good. You do get a 3.5 out, and you get USB-C there. You get M1 and M2 on the back. Unfortunately, though, M1 and M2 don't do anything unless you enable them by clicking those buttons. Now you can use them. I don't know why we have, but why do we have that? But
I think it's good that we can keep them disabled because I'm never going to use them.
I never ever use them either, so we'll just leave them off. I guess
I
they're
just
there.
map R3, L3 to those buttons.
Yeah,
Feels easier than pressing down the sticks.
It's just muscle memory for me at this point to use like the sticks.
And for like Call of Duty, I like it when I have to like sprint. It just feels easier to do that.
Well, that's also the other thing is I suck at first person shooters.
Hey, that's good to know.
Hey. The only shooter I'm good at is Splatoon.
I really like the
Oh, that's such a
D-pad
fun
though.
game.
Yeah, the D-pad feels good. So the D-pad is clicky.
It's a much nicer looking D9, basically.
Basically, yes. That's a really good way to put it, actually, Rob.
That looks...
I love controllers that are wider than the actual phone.
Same, honestly.
Yeah. So we're getting some lighting here. They do have an app you can use, and I believe you call it up by pushing the Vagabond button right there. Your usual buttons here for Android or for these sorts of controllers. This will work on your iPhone though, so no problem there. And yeah, the D-pad though I'm a fan of. I like the pivot on that D-pad. That probably most satisfying, and I like the grip a lot. Just very comfy grip. Pretty wide though and pretty big, so it's not going to be the most portable option for these. My favorite, honestly, of all these controllers is going to be the one from Asus. What was that? The Tessin? Just because it's so darn compact and small, even though it compacts in a funky way that is totally useless with those sticks pointing out. But I like it overall for what, if you're going to have one of these telescopics on the go, that one is the one I usually take with me on trips. Mostly just to rib the fox and say, look, I did bring a telescopic with me. And he's like, yeah.
I love how the fox just goes on family trips with you.
He does. We rode together at what was it, at Disneyland. We sat in the Cars ride together, and we went on kids rides to just me and him. No kids, just us.
I mean you don't need anyone else.
Yeah,
full grown.
You're
men.
a kid still.
We're a kid at heart. Yeah,
he's a Toys R Us kid.
We were having this conversation on that ride, actually. That's good. But yeah, this is comfortable. This is comfortable. The only thing that is a turnoff for me is those face buttons. But I mean, so if you've had the Razer Kishi Ultra, for instance, same exact style face buttons there. So like, you know what you're getting yourself into. Not a deal breaker, but I would say there's other options for me that I maybe like a little bit better. And the other turnoff for this is going to be the price. So let's take a look at that, Sony. So it is $100 for this. Now you can
Aish is out.
I'm out.
You can use a $5 coupon right now and get it for $95. But the full retail price, if you buy it from them on their website, is actually $130. So $100 is actually it being on sale for 22% off. It's nice that it's on Amazon for, fast shipping and everything. But I would say for $100, you might be looking at some other options. And that's just my opinion.
Someone in chat did mention that if you buy from the website itself, you can get it down to $85 because Clef has a discount code as well.
Oh, okay. So, and Ban, aren't you getting a discount code for your?
I think so. I think we'll also get a discount code as well for RH. It's just we need no. Unless Subs specifically asked for that.
I asked
already did.
Yeah, so I actually told them to do it as Bands Nuts.
Yes, thank you.
Nice.
I think it was like Bands Nuts 15 or something like that. Try it. No, it was Bands Nut 15.
That's even better.
Singular nut.
Well,
yeah,
Ban said I should fill out the form for them, and I was like, really? If I do it, I'm gonna fill it in what I want, and so I think I did put it in as Bands.
That's all you need.
He's certainly filled it out, all right.
Yeah, so try Bands Nut 15, and or
Something
Band Nut.
Did not need to hear today.
And try it out, or Clef's coupon code. But Band is going to be doing a more full-featured thought. Actually, this is though very comfortable. I don't know.
Okay,
it feels it feels quality. It feels quality. I don't know. It's $130 of quality, but it feels around $80 to $90 of quality.
I'm not to put it on the spot or
Sure.
but I just need to know. Do you feel like this does anything better than the G8 or the G8 Plus?
No.
Okay.
No. That's what I was saying. Like there are other options for the price point. I would look at the G8, the G8 Plus, the Galileo, all that. Of course, the Galileo, you're looking at just Bluetooth connection. So if you want that direct connection, the G8, for instance, is even a little cheaper. But I think that I think it's interesting. And for the right people, if you like the style of button, and the ergonomics are really the key here. That is what I'm drawn to the most. Very comfortable ergonomics. So yeah, that's more to come on this. Pick it up if you're interested. Okay, let's what are we looking at? 419. Let's go ahead and get out of here, guys. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are you doing?
I don't know. Aish, we want you to come back and do a dedicated episode with you offline. We'll get together on the weekend and just get into some shenanigans, tell some stories.
I'm happy to hang out anytime.
Okay, deal. Aish, by the way, has continued to, even throughout his YouTube journey and being off YouTube and all that, he's still continued to make thumbnails for Aish. Every thumbnail that for every one of my videos has been made by Aish. Our podcast still is made by Aish. So just thank you again, dude, for making all of our awesome thumbnails.
I am happy to help out however I can.
Yeah, we love Aish. And
I love you guys too.
Even though I say your name wrong the whole time I've known you, I know it's Aish.
Aish, yeah, it's all my life I've heard it different ways. I'm just used to it.
Aish. Crystal.
I just respond.
Well, we appreciate you. Crystal, you got to look at the new pink 34XX that's coming in.
It looks like this.
Yeah. And Crystal, you got to come back on the podcast too.
Yes.
Please. All right, everybody. Let's get on out of here. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. We just cannot thank you enough for chilling with us as we do this new season here. Oh my goodness. But we do want to thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. Like, comment, subscribe. All the things. And special thanks once again to our patrons, our Discord members, our subs. We couldn't do anything we do here without you and your help. You guys are awesome. Join us in our Discord to chat and play some games of the month. And join us very shortly. We're going to have Baldly Rudy on for our offline guest this week. So we're going to be interviewing him this Thursday. And we'll probably release that episode on Saturday again, most likely, maybe Friday. And stay tuned for that. But until the next time, this has been Stubbs on behalf of Dan, Rob, and Aish at Aish Talks Tech. Subscribe to him, saying take care of those handhelds and take care of each other.
Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.